Hey guys, it's Emmy. I know I'm looking a bit crazy right now. I'm halfway through an eye look. I just wanted to film another bit for this video, just to kind of knock off 2 videos in one go. So this is going to be the first video in a kind of series I'm planning on doing on my channel. Probably going to call it something like, does this actually work? Because there's a lot of products that we use in our makeup routines, in our beauty routines, that, you know, some of them can be quite pricey, and I wonder, like, do we really need them? So today is going to be primer based. I never used to wear a primer, and suddenly I saw, you know, started watching YouTube and I was like, oh, these people are using primers, what the hell? So since then I've been wearing primers, but I don't remember my foundation ever, or my makeup ever being that bad before I wore a primer. So I don't know, I feel like maybe it's a placebo effect that I've seen all these people use primers that suddenly I'm just like, oh, yep, primers are doing something amazing because, you know, this person said to use a primer or this person said to use a primer. And then I've started watching different people now, and some of them aren't wearing primers and their faces still look amazing. But I don't know, so I'm just gonna test it. I'm gonna use 2 primers that I like, that I use all the time, on one side of my face and then nothing on the other side, and just see how my foundation wears. I'll try and do some check-ins, probably just use my iPhone for the check-ins. So then I'll probably just do a last minute check-in at night and just we'll see how everything looks. It's 12:30 p.m. right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started on that. So the 2 primers that I'm going to be using today is the Designer Brands Pore Minimizing Primer. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me use this. I've been using this for years. I love it. It's good. I like it. It's good. Another one I'm going to be using is the DB Moisturizing Primer. Honestly, DB has really good primers. I feel like, just from using them, I feel like they're really good. Especially this moisturizing one. Through winter, this was like a lifesaver. Through me having breakouts and dry skin around my breakouts, this was amazing. I also use this in my kit with my RCMA foundation, and it works great. So I'm going to put those on, probably put them on this side of my face just because I've got quite bad breakout right here. So I'll see if the primer will help cover that, but I also have breakouts here, so we can see how the foundation goes without the primer underneath. Also here I have, there's a scab right next to it now. But I also have kind of like a, I don't know what it is, like I think it's a collapsed pore, but it's just this really big pore that just is always there. I also just have really big pores around my nose area, and my nostrils are really pory and gross as well. But yeah, so I'm going to start by putting on the Pore Minimizing Primer just on my nose, around here, probably on my chin, see if I can like split it so this side's on the non-primed and this one's on the primed. Yeah, so I just got that one. I just pretty much focus this one on the center of my face. You can also see it kind of has taken down the shine a bit. And then I'm just going to take the moisturizing one on the perimeter of my face. Maybe a bit too much, you need like the smallest amount of this one. And this like double primer routine is pretty much what I do every time I wear my makeup. I always use the pore minimizing one around my nose, and then I'll use whatever other primer I feel like using that day around the rest of my face. But this one, this moisturizing primer, oh, it just feels so good. It really just feels like putting a lotion on your skin. Okay, so just out of pure curiosity, I'm gonna zoom you in and we'll see if we can see any difference between both bare sides. So this is the unprimed, okay. So I feel like you can definitely see more pores around my nose. That's definitely blurred. So unprimed, primed. So you can definitely see a difference on the side of my face. There's not really much on this side to look at. So primed, unprimed. I feel like you can see a bit of a difference on my chin, but not really. Okay, so zoom me back out and we'll put the foundation on. Alright, so the foundation I'm going to use is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour Foundation. This one isn't a great colour match for me, but none of my foundations really are. It's really hard to get my correct colour. But this is definitely going to be a bit too dark, so I'm just going to take the Australis Matchmaker drops, shade adjusting drops, just do a squirt of that. Alright, I'm going to take that on my really dirty beauty blender. So I've just zoomed you in and turned my light down because I feel like that was kind of blocking some of the stuff. So looking at my face, so this is primed, unprimed. So to me, to be honest, there's not a huge difference. I think if anything, the foundation is creasing less on the unprimed side. So I don't know if you can see my smile line here is quite smooth, and then here you can really see it's quite defined. So that's interesting. Then on the sides of my nose, so here you can see I've got that dimple, that's from me having my nose pierced. I think it's my scar. All of in here my pores are quite bad and you can see them, whereas on this side where I've got the primer, they're not as obvious. So it did something there. And I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but I feel like the colour's just stuck to my nose better on the primed side. I mean, these are my pores here. Don't look too bad. And my pores here. I feel like this side kind of looks worse just because I've got that collapsed pore right there. But other than that, it doesn't actually look that bad. My chin looks fine. So the only thing, altogether my forehead looks pretty much the same on either side. It's creasing about the same on both sides. Looks just as cakey. So it hasn't really done anything for my forehead. But definitely interesting with the creasing on my mouth. So this is the primed. You can definitely still see that crease there. And then here on the unprimed side, it's just not there. Around my mouth too, there's creasing there. Looks a bit cakey. And then on this side, still kind of gross, but not as bad. And the sides of my face, they look pretty much the same. Alright, well, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face makeup and then I'll do another check-in when I finish that. Alright guys, so I have finished my face makeup. So I've just done bronzer, contour, I've done a fuck ton of highlight, blush, setting powder. I just set my face with the OXX Studio translucent powder. I used the mixed blush and taupe for contouring. I used the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I used this Max Factor blush, and then I used, so I'm not going to tell you everything I used from this palette, but I did use the Chi Chi Iridescent Glow Precious Stones highlighting palette. It's the one with all the crazy colours. The tutorial for this eye look is on my channel. I think this will be going up, the eye look will be going up before this video. So yeah, go check out the tutorial for this look. It came out super good. I'm really proud of how it looks. It'd be great for Halloween, or I mean fucking I would wear this to a regular party. But yeah, so let's see how the foundation is going. So it's now 2:05. I put the primers on at about 12:30 or 12:40 more like, and now I've completely finished all of my makeup. So let's just zoom in and have a look at how everything's going. So as I said, I did set my foundation with the OXX translucent powder. To be honest, I don't see a difference. Let me just grab a mirror. So, apart from the black glitter all over my face. So this is the prime side and this is the unprimed side. So on the prime side, I'm not really seeing anything spectacular. Pretty much looks the same, to be honest, except for this smile line. That's still really defined, but I'm wondering if that's just natural. Like, it is a lot deeper just naturally, so that could just be my face. And to be honest, I really don't see a difference. Like, the pores are still as exaggerated on either side. You can see at this angle all my pores there on the prime side, all my pores there on the unprimed side. My nose looks about the same. Yep, it's just in here that it looks worse, but honestly I think that's mainly from my piercing scars. So I did have my nose pierced for a really long time, and also just the pores in my nostril creases are really disgusting. So that's again probably just my skin. I mean, look, at the moment they're looking the same, so I'd say definitely probably don't need to worry about getting that pore filler primer because it really doesn't look like it's done much. But we'll test how everything lasts, see if longevity is extended on the primer side. If not, then I probably will stop using primers, I guess. Yeah, at the moment it's not looking any different. So I'll check in a little bit later. Alright guys, so it's just about 4 o'clock now. I still can't see a difference really. It all still looks the same. I mean, this side, which is the primed side, is still definitely more creased than the other side of my smile lines. But to be honest, that's the only difference. Everything else looks fine, everything else looks the same, sorry. Yeah, it's all breaking up in the same places, at basically the same rate. Pores on this side aren't hidden at all compared to the pores on the other side, so at this point I'm kind of not thinking that there's really any point to wearing primer. I will check in later tonight when I'm just about to take my makeup off, and we'll see how everything goes then. I'll see you then. Alright, so it's almost 8:30. I am definitely ready to get this glitter away from my eyeballs. So looking at the foundation, it looks exactly the same on both sides. It's rubbed off on my chin from me leaning on my face. This side of my mouth is still not creased. This is the unprimed side, this is the primed side. So this side is still not creased, and this side is definitely creased, but no more than it was earlier, so that's decent. The nostrils, this side, so the unprimed side, is more broken up than this side. This side's actually holding together quite well, but the pores on the cheeks and everything look the same. These scabs aren't covered any better. I wouldn't say anything's blended better, or like the contour or anything's lasted better on either side either. Foundation is rubbing off. Yeah, so foundation's actually rubbing off more on the primed side, whereas when I rub it on this side it just kind of moves around, whereas the primed side is actually coming off. The sides have lasted really well. I don't think there's really much more of a difference. I'll zoom you in so you can have a look. So this is primed. Ignore the glitter that's fallen off my eyes. And unprimed. So yeah, I feel like both sides look identical. There's no difference really to either of them. So will I stop using primer? Probably not. I have a bunch that I have to use up, but once I use them up, I don't know. I probably won't buy any more. If I can save money that way, then I will. But yeah, I mean, looking at this, clearly I don't need primer, at least with the Rimmel foundation. So there you go. If you have any ideas of what you want me to test next to see if it works or not, or if it's worth it or not, comment down below and I'll let you know if I'm gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. I would love to have you here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.